crazy, hysterical, delusional. These are words that are often thrown at women in society, and it happens in our courts too. I studied custody cases across Canada and found that mental health labels like crazy, hysterical, delusional were primarily used against women. Crazy, right? Since the early days of psychiatry, women have consistently been diagnosed with mental illnesses at rates higher than men. Women were labeled hysterical for being too feminine, or to the contrary, for not being feminine enough. This gender bias has a significant impact on women in the courtroom. Legal actors who assume that psychological experts are objective and always right treat women with mental illnesses as intrinsically dangerous and unable to care for their children. But what about women who are not mentally ill and yet still called crazy in the courtroom? To understand the sexist practice of judges, fathers, experts, and lawyers who paint women as mentally ill, I studied 120 custody cases in which women were called hysterical, neurotic, crazy, insane, delusional, deranged, pathological, or emotionally unstable. Here are 3 things that I learned. First, allegations of mental illness are often used by violent fathers to shift the blame away from their violence to the mother's alleged madness, and they get away with it. Fathers are rarely penalized for asserting that the mother is mentally unstable, even when judges find that they're wrong. Second, judges pathologize women and comment on their mental state, even though they have no training in psychology or psychiatry. This exercise in pop psychology serves to dramatize mothers' lack of credibility. Third, mothers are considered delusional when they persist in asserting that the father has been violent towards them or towards a child, even in the absence of a serious clinical assessment. Overall, pathologizing women serves to reinforce myths about family violence, to detract the courts from the concern that the father is violent, and to insert sexist stereotypes into family law. So what can you do about this problem? Educate yourself on ableism, sexism, and domestic violence, and watch your language when you talk about women. If you would like to know more about this topic, check out my full article by clicking the link in the description.